Question 1 is the poetry question.
This question will ask students to analyze the work and delve into the rhetoric and the syntax of the poem. Often the student is asked about the author's literary techniques and how they convey the meaning as a whole.
Remember, 3 6s on the essays is a passing score, so 6 is what we want to work towards and beyond.
The College Board states the essay scored a 6 to 7 competently offer a reasonable analysis of the language.
While essays scored a 7 or a 6 are generally well written, those that scored a 7 are generally more sophisticated in both substance and style.
If you're shooting for the stars and want to pull off an 8 or a 9 like Ryan Strady does, your essay needs to offer persuasive analysis of the language that the poet uses, as well as apt and specific references to the text.
While these essays are not error-free, they are perceptive in their analysis and demonstrate writing that is clear and sophisticated, or especially persuasive.
What about a score of 5, you might ask?
Keyword, inconsistent.
Don't do this.
If it's not fun to write, it's not going to be fun for the AP readers to read it.
Step 1.
Read the questions thoroughly and carefully. Underline the main points that the prompt asks the essay to cover. Don't let big words intimidate you. And shake your foundation of focus.
Step 2.
Read the poem once, first to familiarize yourself with the context of the poem, then reread the poem, paying close attention to any figurative language you notice, especially the stuff mentioned in the prompt. Mark up the paper so you remember what you notice.
Step 3.
So, Scout, what are you going to do next?
I'm going to jot down an outline of my essay before I write it, and plan my attack strategy, thinking ahead to how I'll organize my essay and how it will flow. Don't be afraid to spend my time on this step, because it's really important to save my time later for when I'm actually writing the essay.
Step 4.
So, Carmen, what would you do now?
I think I'm going to begin with my introductory paragraph. Something that could help me is starting halfway down the page so that if I decide to rewrite it, I can just cross that out. And everyone has a different style though, but that's what I'm going to do.
Step 5. Be confident. What's wrong with being confident?
Nothing!
And what about step 6?
Step 6. AP, answer the prompt. Be sure to do it in the introductory paragraph and cover all of the points you make later in the essay. Begin quickly and directly. Step 7. Over and out.
One of the most important things I've learned is avoid including ideas in the introduction that do not relate directly to the prompt. Avoid rambling and generalizations. Try to answer the entire prompt in just your introductory paragraph, and make sure you stay on topic. Step 8.
Oh, hey. So, be sure to have a clear thesis that addresses everything that is mentioned in the prompt. When referring to an author or a poet, make sure to include their name and the title in the thesis. Bam!
Step 9.
Use clear quotations from the text often to back up your claims in the body paragraphs. By including an abundance of quotations embedded tactfully in your essay, the elements that you will be clarifying become explained in more direct ways, giving your reader a better understanding of your thoughts.
Step 10.
Explain or discuss how your specific examples not only relate to the text but also support your thesis. Don't leave your reader thinking, so what? Deeper analysis of the text will evoke more thought and lead to a higher score than shallow contextualization. Step 11.
Transition sentences. These should be your best friends. Make sure to include transitions to connect both sentences and paragraphs.
Step 12. One thing that will really help you excel is on this essay is reading poetry to prepare. Try reading poems from different time periods and different authors in order to get your brain running on ideas behind the purpose of the poet's words. This will help your close reading skills.
Step 13.
Close reading is the ability to identify which techniques the author is using and why they are using them.
This is key to your ability to score in the upper range an 8 or a 9 on your poetry essay. This will help you to gather evidence and choose specific quotes in order to back up your thesis.
Step 14. In many of the question 1 prompts, the instructions often ask you to explain aspects of the poem, such as literary devices, imagery, tone, and meaning of the speaker's descriptions. Thoroughly explain how these aspects support the big scheme of your essay as you write about them.
Step 15.
Learn and study literary terms so that you can impress AP readers by using the correct vocabulary and terms for the poetic devices the poet uses. Familiarize yourself with common poetic devices and brush up on them all the way until May rolls around and it's time for your AP test.
These could be literary devices such as
Mood, tone,
diction,
apostrophe,
Rhyme scheme.
imagery,
paradox,
Hyperbole.
syntax,
meter, foot,
sarcasm.
irony. Did you hear something?
I don't think I did. Check in there.
Connect closely with the text. However, never personalize with the text by using I. Instead, talk about how the text by finding an underlying meaning and explain how you know what you know.
Help me.
Step 17. Grow away from using short, choppy sentences. This will show the AP reader that you do not have much to talk about because you do not have a complete grasp of the poem's content. Try to flow your sentences smoothly by using transitional language or subordinate clauses. This will come to you with more practice.
Even though you're pressed for time and likely stressed, it is important to write as clearly as possible. And always include punctuations. Poor writing will not harm your score unless it is so messy that the reader can't figure out what you're trying to say.
Step 19.
If you cannot figure out what the poem means, do not stress. Read the poem carefully another time and ask yourself, what do you know? And I'm right about that.
Step 20.
Finish your essay with a brief conclusion. The conclusion simply needs to provide a sturdy recap of the points made in your essay, reiterating your thesis. However, it is far more important to have a clear, substantive body paragraphs than it is to provide a lengthy conclusion.
What's he doing? My legs are gonna fall off.
Think.
Do.
4. Watching
Hour.
Short.
video. If you don't get a 9 on this essay, not only will you be personally letting me down, but also God, also known as Craig Andrews, down to the freaking floor.